Hello guys, this is Commander Trotsky and welcome to a new episode of Hoi4. Let's try to see an alternative history where Trotsky takes charge of Mexico. As we see in starting, they have only two research slots, so just research the basic things. Only very limited amount of factories, just three. Very limited manpower, which is not enough for a good army. The factories are also limited. We have only 5 civilian factories. So let's build another civilian factory because we have a lack of them. Let's assign our army to a general. And we need to train as much army as possible. Even if we don't have enough equipment for all of them, we just need men in the borders. Plan of Aqua. And we can get the game going. So one of the bishops passes away, so Mexico is still religious, so let's increase the power of the church. And if you play as Mexico, you would need to do this, otherwise a Christian civil war would happen. Another one is Exile Carlos, because he's the formal president and he would seek to make rebellion, so we have to exile him for now to save the bloodshed in the country. Currently, Lazaro has many enemies, like now we got rid of Carlos, but there is still General Cedillo, who threats to make another rebellion. And the Bolivian Socialist Revolution happened. Not important. And let's arrest General Cedillo for now. Because he would make a threat. Or let's make the revolution because we need to spread and should we go with the red shirts or arrest the general? Let's arrest General Cedillo first. And he's arrested, so now no more threats. We can have the red shirts. This is the communist pass where Trotsky can take charge. Probably after Man the Guns they added many stuff, so now we can see whether Trotsky can make the country a real superpower. He arrived. We can choose we aren't Stalin's puppet, or we send him to Soviet Union, or we make him to join the government. Actually, he's a genius, so he can help us to build an army. Like he built the Red Army from scratch, which led to winning the Russian Civil War and making the communist rules. So he can rebuild the Mexican army from scratch. This is what we need, and also this is the alternative scenario where Trotsky takes charge of Mexico and create a new communist super nation. And let's see how he transformed it from third world country to a global superpower. Let's make revolution class war. Can we? Oh, let's first make international struggle. For communists, no. 40% support. Still, the communists cannot stage a coup and take charge. I mean, Trotsky just arrived. He cannot immediately take over the government. Brazil entered state of emergency, so I think the Soviet Union was planning to make a coup, but the Brazilian military stopped it somehow. We finished international struggle, so now we make revolutionary class war. Spanish Civil War refugees. It will increase our communist support. Now it's 30%, almost there. Let's support Spain. I think after this focus we will be able to make the communist revolution. And we have to make decisions to the church, but we did not choose the right focuses to be able to do so. So it would be harder to avoid the Christian civil war. If it becomes atheist state, the Christians would seek to take over the government. Okay, control the army. So now we can repeal Gallus law, which would increase the church's power for a bit. And all workers strike. This is capitalism. Like, what would they expect? Now the church is stronger again, so we can safely continue our communist path. Okay, let's support Spain's loyalists. Now, the Bolivian alliance would be our next focus. And let's improve our workers' conditions, because we need to increase stability even further, because it's too low. And the Bolivian alliance is made, so now we are a leader of a faction, which we don't need right now, because we are more interested into joining other factions for now, because we are still rebuilding the nation. Okay, so the Catholic Church is worried where Mexico is heading, so right now we can make weak church, otherwise we would risk a civil war. Now it's avoidable. Okay, so now we need to appoint chief of army, because we are going to a war soon. And Trotsky took charge of the government, finally. So now, let's see how Trotsky would build an army and make Mexico stronger and takes revenge of Stalin. So the first thing that would happen in this alternative history is that Mexico would try to invade its neighboring weak country in order to gain some influence, while we have to mobilize as much men as possible in the US borders. Now, coastal defense plan. And the United States want to isolate us, they will not trade with us anymore. The Monroe Doctrine is still here, so they will protect us, but they will not give us the resources to grow. But also Trotsky is not concerned about this. He has other plans to make these resources available. Mass assault, because we need as much men as possible in the front. And now we can wage wars finally. And taking all our troops in the borders. Let's declare war. air superiority, because I don't expect they have any planes. And now we are already in the cabin, but it took longer than expected. Like the other focus is almost finished, so it was more than a month, and we still did not capture. Let's take their land. Now let's Trotsky would move his troops to take the next country. Now our army can learn another tactic. Now let's justify on Honduras. Okay, so our economic reforms make Trotsky as a communist would not choose the privatization and capitalist path, so he would choose the other one. And let's increase the conscription because we need more men in the army. Now almost there. Honduras are almost defeated. Our focus is finished, so rural infrastructure. And we just get very low amount of equipment. I'm not sure if it will help us to mobilize more men in the long run. But anyway, it's better than nothing. And it's more equipment than what we had. Now let's try to finish this war faster to gain more equipment and save time. Let's move to the capital immediately. We need some horses to be faster. And we attack the neighboring provinces. Yeah, we took the capital. But looks like it's not enough because they still have another. Rural infrastructure is finished. Okay, so now Nicaragua is defeated another country. And the revolution is spreading. The Revolutionary Guard are doing a good job, but we don't have equipment anymore. We have a deficit of 12,000. No, the country's military performance is very weak. It doesn't have the equipment, the manpower. Let's see, I'm not sure how this country will be able to defeat the Soviet Union in the long run. Finally, we can get our research slot and try to research stuff actually. Let's import from Stalin some. Still not much equipment. We can get Salvador. They have very. We would choose either to fight them forever or to make this trick. Let them take as much territory as they can. Let their army spread across territories and leave their capital unprotected. So we would take it and end the war immediately without fighting all these men. Almost there. And Trotsky's brilliant plan succeeded. Took Salvador with as many casualties as possible and in faster time. And we got very good amount of equipment actually. And now we can make naval invasion, so we can invade Panama. Panama, anyway, I don't expect them to have any troop. so we can just land there and the war will be over. This will take more time for divisions. I think it would be better to assign just one division. And ruler school is finished. We have more research now. Let's get the decision to size the Panama Canal. Now almost there, we are landing. Okay, we took Panama. Submit demand. Okay, so now the army of Mexico in this alternative history plan would have a good amount of army already as they mobilize everything, and they would take every of them in the US borders. Mexico would Trotsky would see the oil expansion. Now he would choose either to have royal Dutch or to nationalize. A typical communist would be to nationalize, but Trotsky would not do this because he wants to win the favor of the Allies. Although it's a capitalist decision, but for now we need it because we need to join the Allies. And when the country is weak, we can ally with the capitalists for a while, at least until we become strong. We make liberated workers. So, because we need to use their factories as fast as possible. Improve relations with England. Let's get another high command. Because our army is militias. It's just men and cavalry. So we cannot defeat the US with its tanks and equipped armored vehicle without the Allies' assistance. So that's why Trotsky had to take this capitalist decision to win the Allies' favor. And now Trotsky is officially in the Allies. He would try to purge Belize also, as he has good relations with the Allies now. And the United Kingdom welcome us because we give them the rights of our oil. Now the next thing Trotsky would do is to change the economy to a war economy and try to take the canal. And the Mexican army is losing as the US is more powerful. England guarantees the United States. But because we are in the Allies, the United Kingdom will not do anything, and also they will stand with us. Now Trotsky's brilliant plan came into the action. The United States has to withdraw half of its troops to protect its Canadian borders, and the US is at war with the Allies. Trotsky left some divisions to deal with Panama also, because of the threat. Millions of Allies divisions are coming to Americas to help Mexico, and Trotsky took many land. We did Houston. We just America does not have enough troops to protect its territories. Trotsky also captured San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco without much US resistance. And the divisions of US were just encircled. They tried to make an attempt to take New Orleans again, and the European mechanical divisions and tanks are coming to his aid. He now is trying seriously to integrate the Southland, which he invaded to make the country more powerful, and he saw that Stalin, his enemy, made a pact with the Germans. Now, he captured enough steel so he does not have to import, and now we have to import other stuff. Let's scale these available divisions. The Allies invite us again to the faction. Now, Trotsky reached the southern border with Canada already, and the US is gathering its men to stop this Mexican aggression with no luck. And the World War II officially started. I hope it will not impact the divisions which the Allies send to help us. The US is almost half defeated, and now it's split into many pieces. Divisions are diving into its territory to capture as much victory points as possible. We took New Orleans back and now making more encirclements. Let's try to take Miami also. Poland is already France is capitulated by 1930. It was capitulated before Netherlands and Belgium, maybe because most of its armies are here helping Mexico. So now Trotsky's cavalry is almost very close to Washington and the White House, with no resistance at all to stop them. And Washington is captured. Now the way to New York. The US is almost defeated. Also, Cleveland had fallen. We can take Atlanta also. And I hope this will end the war. Now the US is cut down into many pieces. Many divisions were encircled, many divisions were killing. This attack actually came by surprise. Let's see, will Dallas will be fallen? Yeah, it fallen. Are they? They are almost there to capitulate. And the United States finally capitulated. Trotsky won his first war against the United States by 1939. The treaty, no, the League of Nations is actually it should have been ended long before that. But in the treaty, the Allies insisted to have small parts of United States, and there is another United States and Alaska, which is strange, like two United States with different flags, with same flag, same focus tree, same everything, same name, just different presidents. But we don't have much information about this army. The next step Trotsky would do is to cancel the military access of United Kingdom and France. Now please get out of our land. And now it's time to rebuild the nation. Oh, we captured the naval research facility. Now we are really an advanced country. We have research facilities already. And we are going to mass mobilization because we have a huge problem about the manpower. Can we train some? Now we can get some tanks to our army. This is Trotsky's effort to rebuild the Mexican army to be as strong as the Red Army. The United States has unified, so now it became one nation. Trotsky also does not like the treaty, so he mobilized all his forces to the US borders. But the country anyway faces a problem now, huge resistance, no manpower. So Trotsky's effort would be to make the south of USA as coerce, although it would take forever, and increase the conscription. Germany now decided to attack Netherlands. They already puppeted Denmark and they are attacking Norway. They are making the war faster than it should be because of the war which Trotsky made, which influenced the world. So Germany now is more free to make its expansions without warring. And Trotsky make another NKVD in Mexico. Now Trotsky start integrating the countries in the south. And a Soviet agent captured, and she is willing to become a double agent. Svetlana Ryusina. Now with service by requirement, the manpower is starting to rise. And now the problem is solved of garrisons. Now there is not much resistance, but it is still relatively low, but now it's growing. And the NKVD is established at 1940 by Trotsky. Now first agent is here. Election begins. So Trotsky would seek to have second term and no elections would be held, just as the Soviet Union. Also, United States want to isolate, but I don't know how isolate. They don't have much resources anymore. Let's hire chief of air because now Trotsky focuses on building the Mexican air, as we don't. Mexico does not produce any air or planes to secure the air, which with his experience, he built an army from a militia-based armies to a mechanized professional army, which is suitable to battle the world power, global powers. Now, after the focus is finished, it became core states. And the manpower jumped to 1 million already. Trotsky is starting to build airplanes and tanks. So, and he started to to build research facilities to transform Mexico to a global superpower. One for air and the other one for tanks in Mexico. Now the efforts would be to gain more political power to compensate the ones that we are losing. Germany attacked Stalin, and now we have only deficit of 58 political power. We can make state education, which would turn into an atheist state, or we can go. But we have 60 stability. And the Germany declares war on Yugoslavia, and Italy strangely does not do anything in this campaign. Another independent state of Croatia came into Yugoslavia, joining the Axis, and Trotsky reached the technology of medium tanks. Germany declares war at us. They declare war at everyone like crazy this campaign. They declared war at Sweden also. We cannot make a non-aggression pact with Britain. Now, if we enter a war, we would have a Christian civil war, so it's better to go to the other path. Peru joins the Axis and Chile fighting it. Maybe they will join the Allies soon. We import steel from Vichy, France. And the UK invite us to join the Allies. Now they guarantees USA, but now we can declare war on them without worrying about British intervention. Trotsky attacks the United States one more time, but now with a more professional army with tanks, so it's well trained, well equipped army. The United States also don't have much troops to protect their borders. And they are enforcing Monroe Doctrine. So, against Germany, even that we are at war with them. So now we are not at war with Germany. The United States protect us, and they even cannot protect themselves. And Trotsky builds a nuclear research facility. Now we have research facilities of all kinds. The German ends the war. And the USA is almost capitulated. And they are done. The Allies don't have any war score, so we can take just everything. Can we take all their navy? No. But we just take as much as possible. And now Trotsky invaded the entire United States. and with 1,062 manpower. We can join, but we will lose political power. And Trotsky survives an assassination attempt. Stalin is already trying to kill him. So after the new DLC, Stalin is able to make agent operations to assassinate Trotsky. So to try to prevent it, Trotsky would try to strengthen the Mexican intelligence. Now Trotsky increases the passive defense to max it. The UK kicked from faction. We hire agent minister to get more agent slot. And we also improve workers' conditions. State education. And passive defense upgraded to the max. And let's declare war on Stalin. Trotsky wants to seek revenge. We can ask Germany for military access. So now Trotsky is mobilizing his army in Germany. Increasing decryptions of the agencies. Making a naval invasion to Soviet Union. The troops landed successfully, so now the entire army can go there. Let's get as much land as possible. And get another army to help us. Now Trotsky's landing is expanding and we are almost taking the Balkan states. The Soviet army is resisting, while the German is attacking from all other fronts. And Trotsky was eventually assassinated, even after all the protection in Mexico. So his assistant took charge, who is also Trotskyist, so he would follow. I mean, as a Soviet intelligence, of course, it's stronger than the Mexican one. So even if Trotsky became the Mexican president, Stalin eventually killed. Now the Soviets are keeping to attack the Mexican armies without much success. The Mexican armies are well trained and well equipped. So just the Soviets are facing casualties. The Mexican armies do not move. Just the Soviets are losing manpower. continue to hold the Soviet offensive. Now we are the second country who leads casualties to the Soviets, more than Romania. And Moscow had fallen by the Germans, because most of the Soviet armies are focused in our front. The counterattack is made after Soviet armies become weaker. So now the Mexican troops are marching to cut off the Soviets. Stalingrad had also fallen. The Soviets are still attacking the Mexican troops, and there is supply problems in Moldova, so while some are retreating, the land doctrine is ready to the map, and a huge, very huge Soviet encirclements. And Germany invites Mexico to the faction after the huge losses to the Soviets that we made. Now another 12 divisions of the Soviets encircled in the middle of our land. Now the Soviet has no hope already for winning, as two superpowers are attacking them. Just encirclements keep to happen, and more casualties and so forth. The Mexican force now is doing its best to see how many encirclements to avenge the mighty leader Trotsky for being assassinated by Stalin. And now they just take one city after another with no much resistance. And another pocket. Alright, so now Mexico is expanding its territories in the Soviet borders, while the Russian troops are retreating. So the Soviets are almost surrendered. The Mexican troops are invading more and more cities, and already the Soviets does not have enough troops to survive. So a peace deal is made to split the Soviet Union between Germany and a Mexican super huge puppet with a new leader, Pasha Ilinsky. Strange name. Well, the puppet has all the important cities: Moscow, Leningrad, Stalingrad. So Germany would have to focus their entire front in one direction now, the UK. And Stalin actually still he fled to these small territories, while the Mexican forces pursuing him to arrest him and avenge Trotsky. Now the new Mexican leader would ask the Allies to evacuate South America, which France actually did, but Netherlands and the UK refuse. So now Mexico can have reason to attack them too. There is also plan to attack Venezuela, and the war against the rest of the Soviet Union is started. So now we can arrest Stalin and make him uh, suffer for all the crimes he did and the assassination of Trotsky. France is the capital. It's strange. Now they are just insane. And now there is no Soviet Union, and Stalin is prosecuted. Now after this, we Mexico would just leave the Axis and think about spreading communism in the world. So another faction was created called Force International, which first included only Mexico and its puppet Russia. Diplomatic effort were made to invite Brazil to the faction, and research of the nuclear weapon had started. The Brits repaired the Suez Canal. And Brazil will eventually turn into a communist in the long run. So now we are making good in transforming South America to communist, to our sphere of influence. After that, Mexico would invite the South American countries. Whom will accept as Brazil would be a part of the faction also. The Allies guarantees the democratic nation of South America to halt our advances. And another nations are invited to the Force International to make the alliance bigger and bigger. Venezuela, with this huge army, had joined our faction, although they are fascist. We invite Paraguay to get the borders with Argentina, and China's war is also over in this alternative history because the USA did not go to war with Japan, so Japan would dedicate all its resources just to attack China and form the organized Chinese state. One world government is made, so Mexico would be in charge of spreading communism in the world after the Soviet Union was defeated. As Argentina hates Mexico, Mexico tries to make war to Let it join the Fourth International by force. Naval invasions were made. And the Argentinian capital is already captured within a few days of the war. Bolivia also joins the Fourth International. And Argentina is hopeless. They don't have much soldiers to cover this front. Now the Fourth International is doing great to attack Argentina. And the heroes of Xinjiang had joined our faction. So now we can assign one of our Asian countries protection army, communist army, to protect the borders of Xinjiang in case of a Japanese attack. And Argentina is almost capitulated, and now they are executed. So now we can make a communist government in Argentina. Oh wow, they were planning to join the Allies. It's good that we stopped them at the right time. Now the First International owns the majority of South America, just the democratic nations which we cannot attack because of the Allies' guarantees. But they are small space compared to the nations who are our allies. So we can consider South America to be officially our sphere of influence. Also, we have Russia, we have Xinjiang, which we would protect in case of any Japanese attack. Japan has its sphere of influence in Asia, the Chinese country. Uh, Germany, on the other hand, has the majority of Europe, and the Allies are winning in Africa. So eventually, the war would continue in this alternative history until a truce will be made. Like just Germany would take Europe, Allies would take Africa, we would take South America, and Japan will take the Far East of Asia. So it will be a multipolar new world. Also, we don't know how long this war would last, so eventually we are building our rockets. Mexico also is making a nuclear weapons, so we will have bombs soon. So now they are the new communist people instead of the Soviet Union, and they are in charge of spreading communism in the world. And we are the third in the world for power. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching and see you soon.